let's talk about a modern-day mystery. The silent social media profile. Why is it that some people seem to be online, but they never, ever post? Well, the answer reveals some pretty surprising things about confidence, happiness, and our whole relationship with the internet.
We've all been there, right? You click on a friend's profile and it's a digital ghost town. The profile picture is from like 10 years ago, there's no bio, and the last post is practically ancient history. Or maybe they've never posted, not once.
And what's our first thought? Usually, it's that their life must be kind of quiet, maybe even lonely. But then you see them in person and they're telling these incredible stories. They've got this amazing group of friends. It just doesn't add up. Turns out, the psychology behind their online silence is way more complex, and it points to a totally different kind of strength.
So first, let's just bust this myth wide open. What we think we see versus what's actually going on.
So, on the one hand, we assume a quiet profile means a boring life, no friends, maybe they're unhappy. But the reality? It's so often the complete opposite. These are people who are usually out there living really rich lives. They've got strong, real-world connections and a kind of contentment that just doesn't need 100 likes to feel real.
Okay, so if it's not a boring life, then what is it? Well, that takes us beyond what we see online, beyond that digital stage, and right into their internal world.
I love this way of thinking about it. Imagine social media is a big stage. Every post, every story is a performance. We're all waiting for the applause, the likes, the comments. The silent user isn't someone who doesn't have a story to tell. They're just someone who's decided they don't need to perform their life for an audience. They're living it for themselves, not for the show.
This actually ties into a big idea in psychology called self-monitoring. See, high self-monitors are hyper-aware of how people see them. They craft every single post. But low self-monitors, they're different. They act based on what they're actually feeling, not on how an audience might react. So that quiet profile, it isn't antisocial. It's a sign that they're being authentic.
They're also brilliant at sidestepping what's called the social comparison trap. We all know this feeling. You're scrolling, you see someone's perfect vacation, another person's big promotion, and suddenly you're questioning everything about your own life. Silent users, they see that game and they just consciously choose not to play. It's how they protect their own peace of mind.
And really, it all comes down to this simple choice. They choose to be present in the moment, not just spend it documenting the moment. You're at a great dinner. The active poster is thinking, what's the best angle for this food pic? The silent user is just enjoying the food. They pick the real-life experience over the online version of it every time.
Now, this silence isn't just passive. It's actually really smart. Let's get into the wisdom behind it, the strategic, practical reasons people choose to stay offline.
It's really a form of social intelligence if you think about it. For one, they stay quiet to avoid envy. Some cultures even have terms for this, like guarding against the evil eye. They dodge those awkward requests for money by not broadcasting every success. They fiercely protect their privacy because they get that what goes online stays online. And they're keeping their digital footprint clean, realizing that today's funny post could be tomorrow's major headache.
And all of this, all these reasons, it all leads to what might be the most powerful reward of all, a totally different kind of confidence.
For the silent user, it's a core belief. Self-worth is not measured in likes. It's not about comments. It's not about follower counts. Their value as a person isn't some number on a screen. They just don't need that constant stream of external validation to feel good about who they are.
And this creates this amazing path to internal validation. It all starts with living authentically, focusing on real experiences. From there, they find joy from within, a kind of happiness an algorithm can't touch. And the final result? True confidence. A sense of self-worth so solid, it doesn't need anyone else to sign off on it.
So at the end of the day, their confidence is rooted in their identity, not their audience. And in a world where it feels like everyone is shouting for attention, there's something really remarkable about that quiet strength. Their life isn't less valuable because it's not being broadcast. Actually, it might be even more valuable precisely because it's kept private.
And that leaves us with one last question. A question for you to think about. The next time you go to post something, just ask yourself, am I posting this to genuinely share something? Or am I posting this because I need validation? Look, there's no right or wrong answer, but just knowing why you're doing it, that's the first step toward having a much healthier relationship with your own digital self.